Tyler, you signed an extension, so does Sam. What did it mean to you just to have that security going forward?
Man, it's a dream come true. It's something, right when you enter the league, it's something you think about. You try not to think about it because it's so far away, but you do. And for it to happen this offseason, it's a blessing, and it helps me just – that's one other thing I don't have to worry about. So super exciting, and can't wait to see what happens.
Tyler, we talked to Smiley, I don't know if it was last week or something, but we talked about, like, what's next in your career. You've been so consistent already, and you're starting to kind of enter the years where you're not a younger player anymore. You've been in the league for a few years now. So how do you stay at it and make sure that you're, within practices, kind of challenging yourself at that next level?
Yeah, I'm just challenging myself in certain scenarios that I may have struggled with in the past. I felt like last year I left a couple kicks out there that I wish I could take back. But as going forward, I'm just intentional. Every rep I treat it like a game. And doing so just helps prepare me for the field and prepare me for the game. But I take it one day at a time and just focus on what I can do each day and make the most of it.
So can you kind of explain to some scenarios that they put you in during practice?
Yeah.
Some of the theories that you guys read through?
Yeah, I put myself, certain spots on the field that aren't only on the hash, more like right middle, left middle, into the wind, longer kicks, that you actually have to hit a really good ball to make it go through, and you can't just hit a B ball and it go through. You have to hit an A ball. So certain situations like that.
No, this is the first time you've come to camp where the two people next to you are the same people.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't had to get used to a new home.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you to be able to have this execution the same 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. Sam and Reid are two of the best in the league. Having them, they make my job easy, and without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Sam's helped me so much just in certain situations on the field. Like, hey, Tyler, look at the play clock. Let's take our time here. And Reid starts the play. Without Reid, we couldn't get it done. And Reid you don't even think twice about it. You know it's going to be right there every time, and it's one less thing I can just focus on kicking. So without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Sam, it was your first full season kicking in Buffalo. What did you make of just the way the wind moves in the stadium and anything you're working on this year that's got to improve?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a learning curve that kind of had to happen fast. I signed here week 1 last year, so Buffalo's always had the reputation of a very tough place to kick. I mean, my whole career, that's all you ever hear. It's been played here a handful of times, obviously, but actually having to play here 8 times and really trying to diagnose and see what the wind's doing every day. It's different, and it's crosswind, it's swirls. So it was kind of on the run last year. It's nice having the year under my belt and being able to go practice in there and get a better understanding of how it works. And it's not always about hitting a big ball in the stadium. It's what's the best option here. Do I want to put it on the ground? Something's going to get hung up and roll backwards. So you got to kind of, every punt's different, every situation's different on the field. So it's nice going into it with a little bit of knowledge of it now and having a better idea, a little more confidence in there.
Reid, what have you seen from Tyler's growth? Are you still looking at him as a younger player in the league, or is he kind of entering that next phase of his NFL career?
I would say he's definitely in the next phase. I mean, once you sign your second contract, you're firmly in the vet stage of your career. But I mean, in terms of being a young guy, I'd say being the young guy in the room is really the only thing young about him at this point. He's been a true professional the past 3 years. And he's handled his business like a pro on and off the field. So he does a great job. Sam as well. And looking forward to a great season.
Is there anything punting that surprised you, whether in practice or a game, where you went, whoa, this is something really I didn't expect, or this is something that's really different? Did you run into any of that in practice or in games?
Well, one thing that's unique about the stadium here is you could be on the 30-yard line on one side of the field, and the wind's doing one thing, and move up to the 50 and it's doing something else. So the warm-up is real important, trying to figure out, it might be in my face on the 30, but once I get it to the 50, it's going to carry. So it's that's what's so big of the warm-up here is figuring out what's it doing on the shelves, you call it. This shelf, it's in my face, but that shelf, it's howling that way. It's trying to muscle up into that shelf to let it carry, and vice versa. It might be your back on the field, but up top, it's in your face. You might want to shoot it lower. So the field is really tricky in that sense, but just learning it. And there's a lot of stadiums that are like that, but this one specifically, you just get bigger wins and more consistently. So that's been big, trying to figure that out in that stadium.
How do you deal with that, Tyler? Same thing.
Like Sam said, it's really warm up. You try to prepare for it pre-practice or earlier in the week because you get the weather report a couple days in advance. But really just going out there, seeing which way your ball is moving, both ways of the end zone, and just really trust it. You got to trust it. How you're kicking in the warm-ups, not necessarily how you're going to play, but you get a good feel for how, the wind's working. You can kind of game plan that.
Tyler, you had a number of big kicks last year. What did you do mentally to prepare throughout the week for those situations?
Do a lot mentally. I meet with our mental psychologist, Dr. Dez, on Fridays or Saturdays, and we just go through certain situations. And every week, one of them's a game-winning field goal. So when I go out there, if that situation comes up, I know in my mind that I've already done it. I did it a couple days ago in my mind, and just focus on what I can do, what I can control, and if I know I can do that, I give myself the best chance to be successful in that moment.
Was there a process you went through early in your career to build up to that, where you felt comfortable, like working through those Friday, Saturday scenarios?
Yeah, it started my rookie year. I started it, and it worked for me, and I have never looked back.
Tyler, how has Reid been the glue to the specialist group over the years?
He's been unbelievable. Without Reid coming into this league as a rookie, he took me under his wing, and he kind of shaped me into kind of my routine and kind of how I was preparing every week. Reid's our glue. Without Reid, we're not here. Without Reid, we can't punt. Without Reid, we can't kick field goals. Maybe not even kickoffs. Who knows? He's the hype guy on kickoffs. No, he's truly our leader on special teams, and without him, we wouldn't be who we are.
Sam, last year you were used a lot in some games, maybe not even all in a couple games. So I'm hoping that that's the way this year starts off as well.
I like my job. I like doing what I do, but if I'm not punting, it probably means we're winning. So I'm totally fine with that. More I'm off the field, more I'm holding for Tyler, probably the better the offense is doing. So, that's one of those things too. It's a learning curve. There's some games where I wouldn't punt until 2 minutes left in the game, and having to stay loose and mentally engaged, and that was definitely part of the learning curve as well. But yeah, as long as they're scoring, I'm fine without punting.
You guys talk about how difficult is it to kick in the stadium. Begs the question, have they consulted with you on the new stadium, try and make it a little easier for you guys?
They did not.
They have not. No, but I think they're doing a great job of however they're placing it to go north and south or whatever it is, but they're going to do a great job.
And I think that's part of playing in Buffalo, so it's...
Yeah, it's a competitive advantage.
Reid, how did you develop your consistency? Is it just reps, or is it mental reps too, or how have you developed the consistency that you've shown?
I think I kind of go back to two things: perfect practice makes perfect. Not just going out there and doing it and doing a bunch of reps, especially in my position. It's really zeroing in on creating those perfect reps. And to follow that, I always tell Sam, when I'm punting, when I'm snapping warm-ups to him, I'm trying to aim small, miss small. So when I'm zeroed in on, maybe it's the bottom of his 8 on his jersey or his belt line or something, that's my aiming point, and I'm trying to get as close to that on every single rep. So there's less variation in my snap location.
All right, thank you guys.
How have you guys improved your operation?
It's a good question. Tyler Matakavich. We work every day, Tyler. Reid's always snapping. I'm punting as much as I can. Tyler's kicking as much as he can. And we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah. I would also add we hang out a lot off the field, so building our relationships and chemistry.
Camaraderie.
Winning golf tournaments.
That too.
Who's the best golfer of you three? I know you guys play a lot.
Well, the best golfer is Dirty Red. He's sitting right
We'll
there.
How do you think?
We'll save an argument and go with Tyler Matakavich.
Yeah, Dirty Red's the best.
Taylor, if you got a returner coming at you, what are you thinking coming at, because you're not making a lot of tackles, but there are times you're going to have to.
What am I thinking?
What is your process as they're coming at you?
Not thinking at all. Just get down there as fast as I can and slow them down or get them down any way I can, really. Just kind of try to feed them back to the guys running at them. So, but it happens so quick, you don't think about it. You just have to be instinctive and be decisive.